What's up, you guys? It's your boy Paperback Dan, and I am back to do a little seasonal recap, if you will. A few months ago, I made a video about my most anticipated new number ones coming out for the fall, and I ranked them and everything, kind of went over a little synopsis of all of them. So I kind of want to see like how I did. I read all those books, and now I'm going to see if they are staying on the pull list, if I'm going to trade weight, or if I'm going to drop them all together. And I threw in a couple other books that didn't make the list the first time around just because I wasn't sure about them, or I just was oblivious, or whatever, and I wanted to talk about them too. Um, so we'll start with a book that did not make my list, although this one specifically I did think about. I was hesitant because uh, this book has like an actor's name attached to it. In this case, it's Tom Hardy, and I wasn't sure if it was like a cash grab type of thing. This is Arcbound from Dark Horse by Scott Snyder. And the Tom Hardy's name being on it kind of was a little bit of a red flag. Ended up being a complete non issue. I actually loved this way more than I thought that I would, and I kind of regret not including it, at the very least, as one of my honorable mentions, because that's where it was kind of headed. I love the art. It really sold the book on me, sold me on the book. Um, But yeah, this one, I'm definitely going to pull this. I believe issue 2 is already out, and I bought it already. This was really good. It doesn't break new ground, but it's a really cool sci-fi story, and like I said, I was a huge fan of the art. I don't want to show anything off just in case there's spoilers, but it was good, and I think there's like a certain level of like profundity that the book is going for, and I don't know if it'll actually achieve that or not, but even just like a face level, I really enjoyed what it brought to the table. Up next is something that surprises me more than anybody. I bought a Big Two book for the first time in like a year and a half. A single, nonetheless. Um, but yeah, New Gods by Ram V and Evan Kagel. I don't know. The story was fine. This might be the first Ram V book that I've read, but the art was amazing. This is probably the best art in a book that I've read all year. I need more of it. I know that this team worked on Dawn Runner together, and I kind of want to check that out as well. So I'm gonna have to. But this really, I'm that's that's getting added to the pull list. There's no way around it. Even just for the art, it works for me. I need more of it. Um, so starting with the books that did make my list last time around, I'm gonna kind of rank them again. So starting from the bottom is Milk Run from Scout Comics. This book didn't really do anything for me. Like, I'm still a little curious about how this mystery in the book gets solved, but I might wait for the trade on this one. I know it's only 3 issues, but at $5 a piece, I think I'm just gonna wait for the trade. The art wasn't there for me. Some of the panels kind of confused me, which I blame myself for, but it just, yeah, this one was not what I was hoping it would be. Up next is the Rockefellers, and this one was number 2 for me on my most anticipated list, and now it's not even scratching the top 5. Um, this is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's gonna stay on my pull list. That's cool. Um, but I might only give it one more issue, and then decide from there. I might trade weight. The issue is fine. It did everything well. It just didn't have as good of a hook for a number 1 as some of the other books on this list. Um, so yeah, Rockefellers was fine. Up next is G.I. Joe number 1. This is number 5, which is kind of, I think it was number 4 for me last time, and it's what I expected. I never thought I was going to be blown away by this G.I. Joe book. I did not read any of the miniseries leading up to it. I wanted this to feel like a true number 1 when I read it for the sake of this video, and it's fine. The art's good, the writing's fine. And I don't know if it's because I don't have an attachment to the G.I. Joe franchise as a whole. Like, I don't know if that would have added to it or taken away. Like, I went in fresh, as fresh as humanly possible. And it was fine. Like, it was what I expected. There's no crazy plot twists or anything like that. It's fine for a first issue, and this will stay on the pull list for now. Up next, this is my number one book, and it fell to the 4 spot. This is Null Hunter. It was good. I enjoyed it. The art was what I expected. I loved that. Um, I just was really surprised by the rest of the stuff on this list. Like, this was fine. I got what I expected out of it. Like, this was good. I recommend it. It's definitely staying on the pull list. It's just that the other stuff kind of surprised me a little more. Um, Number 3. Wow, yeah, number 3. All right, cool. Is Vicarious by Ryan Parrott. Now, this one actually was my number 3 in the previous video. This was good. The art's fine. The premise is interesting, and there was a twist at the end that I was not expecting. Totally made me want to read more. This is absolutely staying on the pull list. Ryan Parrott did not let me down, and I appreciate that. Now, here's probably the biggest surprise. Juvenile was an honorable mention for me last time, and it nearly topped the list. I love the art in this, and I think that's what kind of edged it out over Vicarious for me, because it was pretty close. But I really want to see where this goes. And I don't want to, like, I already cover these books, like, I don't want to go into too much detail. But the art was good. The twist at the end, I think, was well executed. It really was just like I don't even want to call it a twist, but it was just like a huge, like, what the hell moment. Because the book just stops. It doesn't, like, it ends in the weirdest way I've seen a book end in, I don't know, years, maybe ever. I'm not sure. But I was just like, holy shit, what? And then it's over. So very excited to check out issue 2 for this. And the biggest surprise for me, number 1 on my list, The Carlisle School for Kings. This, I don't want to overstate what I think about this book. The art is fine. It really works in some spots, seems lacking in other spots, and then is just fine in other places. So it kind of just balances out. But like I said, I don't want to overstate how good this is or how much I enjoyed it. I feel like there's almost a potential for recency bias because this is the most recent issue that I read. But this book just, everything hit for me. I don't, from a storytelling standpoint, like, everything landed. I don't know how to explain it. Like, all the cliches and tropes and whatever, like, it all works for me. It all feels like it's building to something, and I'm really excited to see where it goes. And I think what sold me on how much I enjoyed this book was that I was reading it while I was distracted, like I was doing other things. I was watching like a YouTube live stream or something, and despite that, I was still like fully invested in this book. I'd turn away for a couple of minutes, come right back, and I'd still like be like super into it. And I don't know, if you can get distracted from a book and then still be super invested in it, I feel like that says something. And then there's a twist at the end that I was not anticipating, which maybe I should have, I don't know. But like, I was already loving it, and then it went in a direction that I wasn't expecting, and I can't help but appreciate that. So yeah, The Carlisle School for Kings is my number 1 book of the fall. I can't believe it. I don't know if you can believe it. Yeah. So that's that. This season was full of surprises for me. I am going to try to do another one for the winter of 2025. That one will come out after this. And let me know what number ones from the last couple of months impressed you? I was hoping to get around to reading a few more number ones, but I'll never be able to read them all, you know. Um, but yeah, so I'm glad I read those. Oh, and the last couple, like these are definitely staying on the pull list. Like, you don't get the number one spot and then not stay on the pull list. That's insane. Um, but yeah, so let me know any number ones that I missed that I should have checked out. Let me know what you're excited for, I guess, in 2025, since we're kind of recapping the end of this year. And that's it. I will catch you guys later.